Hello everyone. In this opportunity, I want to explain to you about my research proposal, and it is consists of chapter 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's begin. In the chapter 1, there is an introduction. So in this chapter, I explain about the background of the study. In the background of the study, I write about the basic knowledge of the research that I will do. The research is about an analysis of Animals album by Pink Floyd, and this album was released in 1977. So in the introduction or in the background of the study, I will explain to you about the basic knowledge about the use of language and the about the literature and Pink Floyd itself. And then after that, the next part is research question. So I have two research questions for this research. The first one is about the figurative language. So the research question is, what figures of speech were found in the Animals album? And the second research question is about the meanings. So the research question is, what are the meanings of those figures of speech in the Animals album by Pink Floyd? And then the next one is the definition of terms. This part contains of definition about term that is discussed in the research. In my research, there are two definition of terms. They are definition about figurative language and short history about Animals album by Pink Floyd. Okay, the one is the chapter 2. It is the review of related literature. So in this chapter, it is contained of the review of related studies that had been done by my seniors or another students. So in this part, there are two research that I choose as my guide during this research, and it is from Arifa in 2016 about figurative language analysis in 5 John Legend songs, and the second one is from Niko Saputra in 2015. He wrote about an analysis of figurative language of songs in 70s era and millennium era. Then the next part is about the related theories, review of related theories. So in this part content of the theory that I used to do the research, I use the theory about figurative language and the types of figurative language. I also write about the semantic theory. So in this part, I choose the theory about figurative language because I want to analyze the figurative language, and there are the types of figurative language that I will analyze. There are similar, metaphor, personification, metonymy, symbol, synecdoche, paradox, hyperbole, oxymoron, litotes, and irony. So the types can still change because I still analyze the figurative language that occur in the Pink Floyd Animals album. So there are 5 songs there, so I still working on analysis the figurative language that occur at the songs. And then I read about the semantic theory that I will use to analyze the meaning of the songs. So the next part is about theoretical framework. The theoretical framework contains of short discussion about the research question of the research that I have made. So in this part, I discuss about the research question that I have made and how to answer those research questions during this research. Then the next is chapter 3. it is methodology. In methodology, there are two parts. The first part is object of the study, and the first part, the writer choose Animals album by Pink Floyd as an object of the study because this album is one of the best album of Pink Floyd, and this album contains of political issues in that time, and it is still related in the political issues in Indonesian right now. And uh, Pink Floyd is one of my favorite bands, of course, and they use many figurative language in their song. In every song, I think they use figurative language, and the lyrical that they made are really beautiful. So I choose Pink Floyd because I think their song represents about poetry that they made. And then the next one is, oh, before that, in the object of the study, I also write about the short introduction about each songs in the album. So there are 5 songs in the album. It is the first song is Fixed on the Wings Part 1. This is an opening songs in the albums. And then the next song is Dogs. So in these songs, the musician Pink Floyd want to represent the elite behavior in the country or in the government. So Dogs represents the unelite citizen who have a power to control the government. And then the next one is Sheep. In this song represent the people that only follow the rules and do not care about the political situation in that era. So represent so Pink Floyd use ships to represent that people who only follow the rules. They only working, sleeping, eat, working, sleeping, eat, and repeat. So they use the ships animals to represent the people that doesn't have critics or doesn't think critical about the government or about the situation in their country. And then the next song is picks 3 different ones. The songs represent about the society perspective about the elite and the government. So in the songs, it is represent how the citizen feels and how the citizen think about the government and the elite in that era. So they use the critical words and they represents the critic from the citizen and from the people in the country. And then the next one, the last song is the Pigs on the Wings Part 2. And this is the closing songs. It is only 3 minutes, I think. So in this song, Pink Floyd want to use the closing album, and they use the lyric like suggestion or like the closing from the whole songs before this song. So in these albums, each song is connected each other and it should be listened by the list that I have made in the research proposal in Google Docs. So actually we should listen the songs by that according to that album. And then the next one is about the approach of the study. In this research, the writer used formal approach to find the meanings in each song in the album. And the writer used the formalist approach. There are 5 approaches actually. The biographical, mythophage, formalist, psychological, and sociocultural. So the writer chose the formalist approach because it is focused on the find the meaning in the literature work. Okay, that's all in my research proposal in the chapter 1 to 3. I think it is not fixed yet, so I hope there are many revision in my work. Thank you.